Hello and welcome to today's episode. I'm your host, Emily, and today we're diving deep into a topic that affects every single one of us: why the busier you are, the more you forget yourself. You've probably had one of those days, the kind that fills itself before you even finish breakfast. Your phone buzzes while your coffee brews, and someone somewhere is already asking something from you. It's funny how the hours pass faster when you're the busiest. But somehow, you remember less. The moments blur. You were awake. Yes, alive. Technically. But present? That's harder to say. Ever wonder why you're tired even when you're doing nothing? Or why it feels like you're running but not really going anywhere? Bad news, nobody really knows what they're doing. Good news, nobody really knows what they're doing. So, before we drift too far, go ahead and like the episode. Maybe follow too, only if this kind of quiet reflection is your thing. And if you're listening from your room, your car, or a sleepy little cafe, let me know in the comments. What's the mood tonight? Now, take a deep breath, settle in, and let's walk through this one together. You open your eyes in the morning, but you're already behind. It doesn't matter how early you wake. Something is waiting for you, usually with a notification sound. And before you even think to say good morning to yourself, you're caught in a scroll. Not the ancient kind on parchment, but the endless modern one. A feed of faces, places, advice, jokes, warnings, a cascade of everything, but rarely anything that feeds you. You brush your teeth while checking your calendar. You eat while replying to emails. You talk but don't listen. You're present, but somewhere else entirely. And as the minutes pile into hours, a quiet thing begins to fade: yourself. The funny part? You don't even notice the vanishing, because being busy feels good, at least. It feels productive, like proof you're contributing, like evidence you're keeping up. But somewhere deep inside, your mind taps gently, like a friend waiting outside a locked door. Hey, it whispers, remember me? But you don't answer, because you're in a meeting, or on a call, or helping, or posting, or surviving. And by nightfall, you've done so much. But, who have you been? You think back to the day, trying to replay it like a movie, and the reel is there, your body was in all the scenes. But the script, the feelings, the little voice inside, missing. You had conversations, but you can't remember the texture of any of them. You answered questions, but forgot what you truly thought. You looked in the mirror, but only to check if your shirt matched your face. Somewhere along the way, you became the function of a person, a to-do list with legs. And it's not your fault. You were trained to value usefulness over wholeness, to prioritize output over insight. The world applauds the exhausted hero, the 5 a.m. riser, the overbooked achiever, and maybe you've become that person. Maybe you're good at being that person, but somewhere inside, something smaller and softer asks, when did I stop being, and start only doing? Sometimes, the most productive thing you can do is sit in silence. No plan, no point, no badge to show for it. Just be. But that's terrifying, isn't it? To be still? You've been moving for so long that the quiet feels suspicious. Like if you stop, something might catch up to you. A feeling you buried, a doubt you ignored, a dream you forgot to water. So you keep running. But here's a truth that's both soft and sharp. You cannot outrun yourself forever. At some point, your body starts sending gentle alarms, fatigue that sleep can't fix, irritation that doesn't match the moment, a restlessness that has no name. It's not burnout. It's disconnection. Not from the world. From you. And maybe it's not dramatic. Maybe it's not even obvious. Maybe you still smile and laugh and say I'm fine. But inside, you feel background, like a ghost in your own story. There's no villain here, no tragic turning point, just a slow drift, like a paper boat carried off by a current you didn't even know existed. You still function, you still care, but the colors are muted, the sounds duller, the food eaten, not tasted. It's not depression. It's dilution. Too many tabs open. Too many masks on. Too little time with the one person who needs you most, you. You remember a day, long ago, when you did something slowly, just because. Maybe it was drawing, or writing, or staring out the window without guilt. You remember walking without headphones, laughing without worrying who heard, breathing without checking your phone right after. You didn't realize it then, but those moments were sacred. They weren't efficient, but they were real. Now, everything has a purpose, a metric, a performance. Even rest must be justified. Even hobbies must be useful. But the soul doesn't bloom under pressure. It blooms in space, in quiet, in freedom. And somewhere deep inside, you already know this. That's why you're here, right now, listening. The question is never how much can I fit into a day? The better question is, who do I become when I make space to just be? Not achieve, not prove, not please. Just be. Sit with your thoughts. Walk without a goal. Let your brain wander. Let your heart ache. Let yourself feel boring, or silly, or tender. Not every moment has to be monetized. Not every minute needs a meaning. Sometimes, it's enough to be aware that you are here, breathing, watching the light shift across the wall, hearing a bird, or a car, or your own breath. Sometimes, your presence is the only performance that matters. Tonight, maybe you don't need advice, or steps, or answers. Maybe you just need this reminder, you're not behind. You're just busy being someone else's version of you. And it's okay to step back, to unplug, to slow to a whisper. You don't have to earn rest. You just need to reclaim it. And as you settle into your night, ask yourself gently, what's one tiny way I can return to myself tomorrow? It doesn't have to be bold. It can be as simple as drinking water without checking your phone. or staring at the sky for 30 seconds, or saying no once, or saying yes to silence. You don't need a new routine. You need remembrance. Not of who you were, but of who you quietly still are. And if no one told you today, I will. You are not your inbox. You are not your schedule. You are not your productivity. You are a being. With breath. With softness. With layers still unfolding. And no matter how fast the world spins, you are allowed to move slowly, deliberately, wonderingly. So now, as we near the end of this quiet space together, I invite you to soften. Let your jaw unclench. Let your shoulders fall. Let your thoughts float instead of grip. There is nothing left to prove tonight. No one left to impress. Just you, and this moment. You've made it here. And that's enough. Maybe tomorrow will be busy again. But maybe, just maybe, you'll carry a little more of you into it. For now, rest in the knowing that slowing down is not a weakness, it's a return. I'm glad we shared this space. And if your eyes are heavy now, or your heart a little lighter, that's more than enough. Thank you for being here, just as you are. I'll meet you again, on another quiet walk through the mind. Good night.